So take your arms and lower them down so they're about a foot from the sides of your body. We're just going to work with floating today. So, and all I want you to do is start to find a natural shift through your legs, or in your hips rather. A natural shift. And then bring your attention to your feet and notice as you shift your hips what happens when your toes, right? And whether you're gripping the mat, gripping the ground, feeling muscles working as you shift the hips. So everything's in relation to each other. Move your hips in the opposite direction. And you can go as far out to the sides, as much of a circle as you like. Good, now turn your palms back and swivel your hip or sass your hip to the left, and then start to push your hands back behind you so you can't see them anymore. And then do the same thing, switch your hips, so now to the right. And then go way out. So do this a couple times on your own and just test, right? Test how far you can push your hip. And then if it feels better to you to shift slightly forward, do that. Like I know I have one spot in my outer hip that gets a little glitchy. Keep lifting the backs of your arms. Yeah, good, nice, good. All right, now from here, bring your hips back up to what would be neutral. So I'll turn around so you can see. Interlace your hands behind your back, but bend your elbows. And now start to move your sacrum back into your thumbs. And squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift your chest. Take a big breath in and then fold into your bent knees. So bring your ribs into your thighs here and keep your thumbs on your sacrum. Drop your head. Turn your head to the right and then to the left. And then center and tuck your chin into your chest so you get a really nice long line in the back of your neck. Now reach your knuckles straight up towards the sky and see you can squeeze the shoulder blades together just a little bit more. From your knuckles, as if someone were pulling you up by your knuckles. Bring yourself up. Round yourself up. Let your pelvis hang as the back ribs lead the way. As you get to the top, take a big breath and lift your chest. Bend your knees, and we'll start to do a wave through the spine. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, but do try to maintain, or in fact, keep those very big curves, right? So big lordata curve as you roll down, big Kaifana curve through the middle back as you roll up, and then sync up your breath with this, and really get juicy in the legs. So push the ground away to lift the kneecaps, and then let your hips drop to get deep into your legs. Back and forth, the head cycles through, and there's a lot of connection between head and tail here. So you're rounding and finding length in the spine, but also curves too, right? So, and the curves actually help you feel the spaces between the scapula, between the vertebra, between the head and the tail. One more. And then once you get to the top on this last one, free up your arms, stretch them out to the sides, zip up your legs now. So palms are pressing and legs are nice and close together, big toes come to touch. Now try to squeeze your, or bring your pelvis slightly forward so the inner thighs kind of hug in and tug too. And then what I want you to do is lift your ears off your shoulders and keep pushing in 5 directions. So chin, crown up, palms of the hands out, feet pressed down, close your eyes and hold here for 10. And give it as much energy as you can. So you're grabbing and pushing and lifting in the low belly and maybe even working up a sweat already. Maybe. Keep opening your hands. Keep pushing further. I said I was going to count, so we got 5 more. Here we go. 5, 4. Keep your legs strong. 3, 2, 1. And then release your hands, release your legs, and step your feet nice and wide and shift your weight from side to side. And do this from the balls of your feet. So as you're pushing, right, you're feeling, you can feel all your toe pads hopefully pressing into the ground, almost like you're massaging the ground with your toes. And then let a little curve come into the shoulders, a little sway in the ribs. And then let's just stay with this for about a minute more. And if you can, finding the juiciness in your legs, see if you can find lightness through the upper body. Right, so the engines of your legs, the engines in the bottoms of your feet, right, are giving you propulsion. And you're getting warm, hopefully. Nice and warm. Keep going. About 20 more seconds. And you might even feel a change in your rhythm, hear the music. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Add a little, take it into a light jog. I know it's kind of early. Easy with the arms. So we're leaning into an easy space as we're working, doing things that we can do for a good amount of time, right? So not putting too much effort in that you burn out, but enough effort that you can stay in the game, right? Close your eyes. Let's stay with this for about a half minute more. Close your eyes and feel into the rhythm that your feet create in the rest of your body. And any jostling and movement in the head is good. You might even be able to visualize thoughts just moving out of you. So keep pedaling, right? Keep swimming, keep running, and come out of your head. Stay in your body. Let it be an opportunity for you to really feel what that is right now. 10 more. 10, 9, 8. Good. 7, 6. Looks good, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2. Really good energy. Okay, now plant your feet and then zip up your legs, but wide. So now you're lifting your kneecaps. You're gonna grab your butt just a little bit, and then see if you can pull up from your navel off your pelvis. Now try walking. It's a little awkward, right? Yeah. But keep it grabbing as many muscles in your legs as you can. Okay, now plant your feet and try to walk here, right? So your feet are heavier than the rest of your body. And notice that what you have to do to hoist or pull the leg forward. Okay, now jog. Good. Now faster. Now you got a little man, that's right, a little man eater here, go. I date myself all the time. Good, now plant your feet. Bring your feet together. Hug everything in. Now float your arms up. Good. Press the ceiling away. I know you can't see my hands, but press the ceiling away. Shrug your shoulders. And if you were upside down, you would be in a perfect handstand. Imagine that. Good. Breathe in, lift up a little higher. Breathe out, fold forward. Maybe you can keep your legs straight on this. And then put your hands on the ground. Whenever you need to bend your knees, bend them. And then push your feet into the ground. Retrace your steps. Suck your belly in. Come all the way up. Yes. Nice, Michelle. Good. Stretch your arms up. Flex your hands. Push the ceiling away. And this is a little wobbly with your feet so close together. So know that. Keep zipping up the legs. Fold back down. Breathe in. And then rise back up. Push into the ground. Rise up. Reach, 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 reach. Higher and higher and higher. Flex your hands. Good. One more time. Fold forward. Keep pulling the sitting bones back. Lift the fronts of your legs. And then rise back up again. Suck your belly in. Reach your arms out and up. Good. Very simple movement, but it does a lot for your body, right? Okay, now keep your arms up. Step your right foot out to the right and your left foot out to the left. So it's a warrior 2 leg. Yeah, and I know you have to may have to move on your mat. I didn't organize this very well. Take your arms out to a T. Flex your hands. And then we're just going to bend and straighten your right leg. Bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. Just the right leg. Now bring your attention to your right foot. Notice if you're gripping the mat with your toes. And see if you can lift your toes and spread them nice and wide here. Keep steering your knee right over the middle foot of the foot. Good. Now stay down on this last one. Stay down low. Press your palms even more. And then see if you can find a little curve in the hips. So the legs and the arms are very stable, but the hips have lightness. So this idea of floating comes when we can, we know where we're moving from, right? Where there's density and where there's lightness. Okay, lift yourself up, or lift your hips up, parallel your feet, take the other side. I know your arms might be ready for a break, but they're not going to get one yet. That wasn't an evil laugh, it was a joyful laugh. Good, press through your hands. Bend your left knee deeply, and then you'll bend and straighten. And if you need to look down at that left knee, do it. So make sure that your form is right, and that you're clear and you're focused. Notice when you start to kind of drop out, right? Where you have to lift up and out. Maybe it's the pelvic floor. Maybe you have to lift the low belly. And then wherever there's like gripping around what we're doing, breathe into it. So you want grabbing and gripping are different, right? Grabbing is like an active, like this is what I'm doing, I'm making this happen. And gripping is like, shit, what's going on here? I don't know how to organize myself with it. So breathe into that. I just made that up, by the way. The difference between gripping and grabbing. 2 more. Good, last one. And then we'll stay down and then give it more juice in the arms and legs, but see if you can move your hips. So there can be floating, yes, exactly. There can be floating in other parts of the body, but there's, you're stable. Awesome. Okay, go ahead and straighten the leg. Parallel your feet, lower your arms, give them a little easy, and legs too. You can, if that was a lot of turnout for you, give it a kick, a little shake of your booty. And then let's fire up the engines of the glutes. Let's drum. Let's drum first. Drum on yourself. Everywhere. Faster even. So let it sting. Good. Inner legs, outer legs, back, kidneys. Faster, faster, faster. Notice if one hand drums better than the other. I'm very aware of these things. Underneath the arm for good immune system strengthening. Good, okay. Now let's come to the ground. We're gonna come to all fours. And then lower your elbows to the mat. Very simple. Right leg lifts straight up and then lowers. Left, lowers. Right, lowers. Left, good. And then focus your attention on whatever is center for you. So if you close your eyes, center might be down low in your body, maybe at your navel. If your eyes are open, it might be at that space between your hands, right? If you're focused kinesthetically on what center is, maybe you work to press the forearms into the mat equally, so you can feel center right in the heart center and through the plumb line, through the Sushumna Nadi. Keep going. Breathe. Kick a little higher. So you engage and grab on in one part so you can let go somewhere else. Grabbing the glutes, finding strength, getting into the back line of the body. So we can move from experience, right? The back line is where we move from what we've experienced already, what we've lived, our history, our past. We want to actually strengthen that line physically so we're not always sort of hanging back in that place. So that information can propel us forward. Keep going. A little while more. And if you feel like your hips are moving a lot as you kick your leg each time, see if you can stabilize through the hips. And by the way, the forearms can help you feel what the hips are doing, right? Because you may be wobbling from one side to the other. So just notice that. Be aware. Keep going. About 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into child's pose. Sit back onto your heels, undo your hands, tent your fingertips. And you can be as wide in your knees as you like. Notice your breath flowing into the side ribs and the belly. Notice where your head is, where the energy in your head is. Right? Is it in your forehead and seeping into the ground, or is it in the back, the neck? Just be aware of these things. Awesome. Come forward to all fours. Let's take cat and cow here. Inhale from the lift of your sacrum. Exhale from back body. And then as fast or as slow as you like. So you may want to really enjoy and relish that savor, the stretch in different parts of the front, different parts of the back. If you want to start to circle the hips here, you can oil up the joints a little bit. And then let's go to a downward facing dog from here. If you have to reorganize yourself on your mat, do that. And then from down dog, we're going to go down dog to plank. If you need to modify and put your knees down, absolutely do it. Come forward to plank, suck the belly in, and then back to down dog. And just nice and slow, just moving back and forth. Try to keep the weight on the index finger and the thumb, right? So you're not loading in your wrist here. Now if you want to make this a little more challenging, you'll start to bring one knee into your chest and then the other. And you can go slowly and really relish, really savor the stretch and the strength of going slow. So you can feel more when you slow down. And then the feeling becomes less about, the sort of, let's say, the energy in motion, the emotion, right? And more about the feeling state, or the bhavana. The bhavana is that sort of the deeper experience that incorporates all of it. It's like the kinesthetic and the subtle body. Couple more. So we'll have the feeling state in our body kind of inform the rest of our circuitry. Show us that we can feel safe in the moment or not, and, right? Give us a lot of information slowing down like this. About 5 more or so. I'm on my right side, so I'm going to do 6 more. You can decide. If you're back and forth in down dog, you'll stay with that. Yeah, good. Or cat cow, that's great. Yep, exactly where you are. Nice. All right, last one. And then go ahead and walk your feet to your hands, or your hands to your feet, makes no difference. You're going to round yourself up to stand. Maybe you take your hands on your legs to support the back along the way. Let's find a figure 8 in the hips. And really, if you can, try to differentiate the hips from the ribs. So let's do this. Put your hands on your ribs for a moment. And as I'm actually cheating, I know it's not just, I'm adding curves to my figure 8. You guys are doing it right. And then go ahead and steady your hips. and push your right ribs into your right hand, and then your left ribs into your left hand. So now the hips are stable, and if you need to squeeze the legs like we did earlier to stabilize the hips, do that. Yeah, so right, so your glutes are working, your quads are working. Okay, and then take this a little faster. Pushing, push, push, push. Nice, good. Now see if you can do this from the navel to the ribs. So you might even have to touch your navel to connect navel to ribs. Good, keep going. Nice. Keep those hips stable. I know, that's the hard part, right? Okay, now hands to hips, step your feet a little wider, and let's do a little circling of the ribs. Now, hands on hips will give you a little more tactile information about what your hips are actually doing. Good, go the other direction. Big, full circles of the ribs. So your cat and cow takes on a whole new meaning now. Oh, yeah, good. Okay, take your arms out to the sides. Let's make curves with the arms. So internally, externally rotate shoulders. Nice. Okay, so let's stay with one side for a moment. So I'm gonna take my left shoulder in and open up my right, opening up the right armpit. Yep, and now I want you to pull the arms apart. Pull, pull, pull. Yeah, and I like to get down in my legs for this. So pull, pull, pull. Good. Now see if you can pull your left ribs up if your left shoulder is internally rotated. Good. One more breath. Yep, and then release and switch sides. So right shoulder turns in, left out. And my hips just naturally kind of go with the right side on this. It's not that important. Good, pull. Let's hold, pull, pull, pull for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back up. Start to float through the arms. So the thread of the arms from fingertips to fingertips. Make this light. Close your eyes just for a moment. Let's take a little moving meditation now. So meditating on perhaps the way that the hands relate to the heart center. And you can move slowly through your legs, but really bring your intention and attention to the hand-heart connection. And let energy flow from one side to the other so that the right side and the left sides of ourselves are in balance in our awareness as well as how we use them, right? So if your right side dominant, right, you may really not be in touch with your left side. If you tend to be more of a giver than a receiver, that would be right side dominant as well. Good, keep your arms up. Now actively rotate one shoulder in and then the other. Yes. Good, and then you can add legs to it. So if it's, maybe play with internally rotating the leg, that you're rotating the shoulder. Good. Yes, exactly. So, right, so now maybe you turn the leg in, and we're gonna work the legs in a second. So, and then you can move around your space with this. Maybe you add a little extra quickness to it. Anybody's arms burning? Yes. Good. Okay. Lower the arms now and step your feet together. And we're going to step, actually we're going to do some lunging. So you're going to step your right foot forward. You're going to turn the leg in and you're going to turn the leg out and then step it back. And then the left, turn in, turn out. And knees can be bent for this. So step out, turn in, turn out. Together, and then left, step out, turn in, turn back out, together. Back is a little more challenging. Right foot steps back, you're going to turn it in and turn it out and step together. Left foot steps back, turn in, turn out, together. Again to the right, out to the side, in, out, together. Left, in, out, together. Front, in, out, together. Front, in, out, together. Side, in, out, together. Side, in, out, together. back, in, out, together, back, in, excellent, out, together, right side, side, in, out, together, side, in, out, together. Now, take your right leg forward. And then in the air, lift the leg up in the air. See if you can turn the leg in and turn it out. Do anything you need to do with your arms to keep your balance. Now, as you turn the leg in, right, the hip's probably gonna hike up, or maybe you play with isolating. Just work with what this means to turn in and out. Yeah, and take hold of the side if you need to balance. Yep, good. And then just switch to the second side. Left leg, turning it in, turning it out. And then maybe play with exaggerating the hips, the hip lift, and then maybe take that out, just isolating the leg. Good, not easy stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. So keep adjusting too when you feel like yourself you're falling off balance. Do what you need to do to find your way back. Okay, let's float the legs now. So we're shifting from right leg to left leg, adding a little float, an internal and external rotation to the leg. Yes, exactly. So you could stay on one side a little longer and then shift into the other side. Play a little bit. So I'll give you about a minute or so to play with the internal and external rotations of your legs. Yeah, let yourself kind of play with where balance is, right? So you might step back in space. You might step forward in space. You might step out to the diagonal. Notice where your hips are falling or leading, right? Following or leading, right? Maybe you lead with the hip one time and then lead with the leg. Take it back. Good, nice. All right, now from here, let's step into a little more organized movement. So we're gonna step side, step front, step side, step back, step side, step front. And I'm just taking it, you can lead, so I'm going counterclockwise actually. That's what I wanted to say. But you can go clockwise. We'll switch directions. Now, in a second. Now, take as big a step as you can. Right, so almost leap-like. Yeah, good. Get really into the push of your feet off the ground. Nice. Now, if you want to attempt it, you can reverse the direction. Nice. Yes. Great. And then if you've got a little extra energy to burn today, woo! Finding the lightness, you can add a little hop. Have some fun with it. Yeah, excellent. Good. Yeah, and then maybe you take it around your space so you don't have to face the screen anymore. And maybe you don't have to be so organized with the square either. So maybe it's just a step and a hop. Right, something you could do all day. Because it's light and it's playful and it's fun and it gives you energy. Right, so we move to be moved, right? To feel our energy in motion. To allow emotion to move through us. To us and through us. Good, all right. Take it into a light, hoppy, joggy, skip, whatever floats your boat right now. Nice and easy. If your space is small, we're all in kind of small spaces, that's okay. Just use the space. Open your eyes, look around you, and let your body follow you to what you see. So see it and move towards it. See it and move towards it. See it and move towards it. Good, then we'll do the opposite. See something and move away from it. See something else, move away from it. See something else, move away from it. Keep doing that. So we train ourselves to respond, right? And now, there's a lot to organize right now. Now, alternate. See something move towards it, then move away from it. See something move towards it, then move away from it. Move towards, move away. Good. Just a moment more. And then take this into a walk. Find the beat, find a rhythm, and a natural rhythm for you. And then let's come back to our center, wherever our center is, and bring it into a shake. Start the shake in the pelvis. Good, yeah, nice. And then bring the shake up into the ribs. And maybe you have to like drop down into your legs to just move your ribs. Good. Bring the shake into your arms. Good. Just the right arm now. And then the left. Nice. And then just shake everything. Alternate. Or keep moving the shake around your body like it's the thread of energy in our arms from a moment ago, right? Now turn up the volume on your shake. More. So your skin, you feel your skin moving. You feel your pores opening. Yeah. Give it even more energy. Turn up the volume a little bit more. Now add the engines of your legs. Maybe you find little explosions in your body. And the little explosions in your body release out through your shake. Good. Yeah. Notice where you're looking. What are you focusing on? Give it even a little bit more for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now float. And in your float, find if you can, or feel the echo of that shake moving through your body. Play with level now. So maybe you go high and low. Find your way through the middle, but not staying too long. Not staying too long in any one level, right? So you're up, you're down, you're forward. Now add forward and back. Lots to do. Lots to work with, right? Maybe add little explosions up and down. Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. Good. All right, back to the shake. Take the levels out. And let's work with the internal and external rotations in our shake. So it's a turning in. And let's just keep it simple. Just one leg. And then one arm. Good. Add a little groove to it. Woo! Happy Saturday. Happy rainy Saturday. If you want to play with rhythm, you can go a little faster. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Turn your loose front. So turn to the side. Make your front different. Lose it again. Change it. And then back to the front. Now glue your feet. And bring the shake up your body. And then try to move one leg forward, but your foot is glued. And then the other leg. Try to move it forward. Oh! Every once in a while I feel like David Byrne doing this stuff. And then, as if it was no big deal that you can't move your feet, and you're having a conversation with someone that makes you feel great, makes you smile. Maybe you have the beginning of a smile in your movement or in your face. Good. Okay. Come to stillness. Stretch your arms out and up. And then let's fold forward over the legs. Step your right foot back and stretch your left arm high and twist. So I don't know about you, but whenever I go from that very free movement to a form, this is the form, right? It's so clear how different their energies are. So let's bring the energies together with a little bit more ease in the shape. So maybe you soften the back knee, maybe you find a little twist, maybe you keep moving, right, the thread of your arms here as you twist. Good. All right, down dog from here. So yeah, you can come to knees, perfect. And then find your way to plank pose. And let's bring the flow of energy into our plank. So be very still through your body, through your outer body, but see if you can still feel the echo of the movement in the inner body. And then let's bring the echo of the movement to the outer body. So little shifting, you can bend your knees, you can bend your elbows, you can take a twist here. Notice where you can grab on to let go. So grab a muscle and then release it. Push the ground away, release that. Good, step your right foot to the outside or between your hands, whichever is more available to you, and lift your right arm high. And then find the thread of your arms here. So the space between your heart extends out through your hands. And that fluid movement is still happening underneath your skin, even though you're in the form. Maybe there's extra twist here that emerges because you're free inside. What would it take to feel a little more free inside? Dig a little deeper into it. Nice. Lower your right hand down. Step your left foot forward. And then let's come down to sit. We're going to do a little work for the middle body. So take your arms forward at shoulder height. And then we're just going to start to roll down about halfway. Now, you can keep your arms in the air or you can put your... Let's start here. I'm going to do what I can do. Pick up your legs. Zip up your legs so they're together. Point your toes if you like. And then you're going to just twist here. So twist the knees to one side and then the other. You might feel a nice massage through the outer hip, through the glutes. So you can stay with this, or you can start to kind of explore the mermaid movement, stretching the legs, circling them around in the air. So yeah, it brings a little bit of synchronized swimming, I think. Maybe you can paint the space with your toes, keeping your legs together. Yeah, nice. Circling the legs, exactly. Love it. And then if you want to make this super fun, did I sound like I was funny just now? Take your arms off the mat and continue on the exploration. You could lower the upper body, you could lift it back up, you could stay down and explore the legs. It all works, right? It all works the parts that we're intending it to work. Woo! Keep going. So don't jip yourself here, because there's a lot to work with. All right, great. Now come to your back. Stretch both legs up in the air. And then we're just going to cycle the legs. So one leg lowers, and it comes back in. Work with form here, right? So your form really clear. Point your toes even. I don't usually even say that, but point your toes. By the way, if you have back stuff going on, you could put a block underneath your low back. We're going to be here for a little while, about a minute or a minute more. And as you're cycling through the legs, opening the hamstrings, engaging the quads, there might even be a sense of float here, a sense of lightness somewhere through the movement at some part of the cycle. Keep going. And keep connecting with the strength of your center. Right, so center and core being words that have so much meaning, right? You don't just relegate core to one specific part of your body. If you can expand your sense of what core is, all of you feel stronger, right? Because you've got a really clear place to draw from within you. And it's much bigger than just one little spot. Good. Keep going, about 30 more seconds. Keep your legs going. Yeah, let this be as much of a physical exercise as it is for your attention. Nice. You could even slow the legs down even more. Good, 10 more. 9, 8, yep, 7, yep, any alternative movement, right? A little circling out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees into your chest. Hallelujah. And maybe shift your weight from side to side. Shift into your ribs. Yeah, you can let the legs go all the way to the side. That's nice, Julie. Yeah, like big full movement here. Or you can stay smaller with it. Good, and then thank you, that's what we're doing next. Lift your right leg up, extend your left leg to hover, and again, here's where you may want to have a block for your sacrum. You're going to move your legs across the midline and hold. So your legs will stay straight, your left leg is hovering. You could do this from standing, by the way, by lifting the leg in the air. And hold here for another little moment. I'm going to wait for you, Anne. Got that block? Great. Okay, so we're holding a little longer. Find a deeper internal rotation through your legs. Yes, hug them together. Suck your navel back and in. Good, beautiful. It's a very nice multi-purpose exercise. Okay, switch sides. Right leg extends, left leg goes high. And then cross through the midline here. And again, more internal rotation through your legs is going to give you more sense of that zipping up through the midline area. Just hold here. Keep pressing your sacrum down. Keep pulling your navel in. The hang in the air gives you so much information, right? So much to work with. Grab where you need to. Let go in other places. For 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in. If your sacrum is on a block, you could also just lift your legs straight up and let them hang in the air. Whatever feels good. Nice. All right, one more sort of classic core work. So take the soles of the feet together. Baddha Supta Baddha Konasana. Take your hands behind your head. If your sacrum is on the block, I would take the block out for this. And then pick up the shoulders and lower them down. Just about a minute's worth of this. Lift and lower. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So you could do this with sort of not very intentional form. But if you do, your belly's probably going to push up and you won't work as efficiently. So what you want to do here is find that lift of the navel up towards the ribs as your shoulders come off the ground. Don't want to yank on your neck. You want to keep your neck nice and stable. And then find your rhythm. So I find with this repetitive work, the more you can stay in the rhythm of it, the more meditative it is, the longer you can stay in it. Right? Because you clear your mind and you become much more spacious. That's where floating comes in. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your head down and let your knees fall over to the right now. So easy twist. You could put your right hand on the outer left leg. You could stretch your left arm even further out. And then let's bring the knees now, switch sides. Bring the knees through center and over to the left. Take your left hand out onto the outer right leg. Maybe a little push of your right thigh up into your left hand. And then bring the knees into the chest and rock and roll your way up to stand. We're going to stand one more time. Just a short balancing practice. So you can get there through a down dog. You can get there through just the roll up. Find a float now in the arms, in the hips. Let your arms rise up now completely, so as high as they'll go. Get as light through the arms as you can. And grab through the glutes just slightly, so you can lift out of your hips. And then add a more active stretch. So now a little more through the arms. So you started with the float, and you're adding a little extra energy to it, but not to make it rigid, just to work with that lightness. And then lower your hands to your hips now and stretch your right leg forward and hold with your right leg lifted. If you need support, certainly grab a chair or a wall. And then swing your right leg back. Warrior 3, stretch your arms forward, extend. Maybe you're standing a little stronger on your left leg. Hands could be at your heart or by your sides as well. Yep. And leg can be low or not. Tree pose, right foot into tree pose. Go low with the foot or high. And then meditate or focus on the center line of your body. So hands at your heart will help you find that right and left side balance. Find a little internal rotation of your standing leg if you can. You can do that by pushing your right foot into your left leg a little more. Little grabbing where you need to grab. And turn the knee forward, step the foot down. Stretch your arms out to the sides, flex your hands. Let's revisit this just for a moment. Step your feet together. Zip up the front, engage the legs, engage the glutes, press your palms, and then close your eyes and feel your breath move in and out of your body, lightening up the skin, lightening up your experience, let's say. Lower, stretch your arms high, rather. Let them float up. Good, and now add a little energy. Push the ceiling away. And let's take a twist. Turn to your right. Push your right hip forward as you turn your ribs to the back. And then turn yourself forward and to the left. Turning forward, take your hands to your hips, step into your right leg, kick your left leg forward, stand up nice and tall. So you're engaged, but you're not rigid. Swing your leg back, warrior 3, keep your left hip turning down. You can have arms by your sides, you could have hands at your heart, or arms reaching forward, whatever feels right for you. Tree pose, left foot into right thigh. Standing nice and tall. Keep pressing your palms. Keep finding internal rotation in the standing leg. A little more zip up through the pelvic floor. Turn the knee forward, step the foot down. Let's twist. So, swinging through the upper body. You can lift and lower the elbows if you like. And then start to shift weight from right to left. And then take it into any movement you like. So the arms can then start to flow. You can slow dance, waltz with yourself around the space. But it's about the twist, right? So it's the twist that gives you the momentum to turn, to shift, to wring out whatever's stuck. You could waltz, right? You could, so it could be a more deliberate rhythm, or you could just play with the 1-2. Maybe start to, as this is our last movement song, maybe you layer some of the other tasks from today. Right, so grab on in one place. Maybe you flex your muscles in your arm and let go somewhere else. Use the engines of your feet to move you around your space. Play with level. Maybe you add little bursts of energy, little propulsive hops, explosions, little explosions in your body. Nice. Good. Express yourself here. Just for a little while more, about 20 more seconds. Keep changing your point of focus. Maybe you move towards something you see or move away from it. So you engage your vision in your experience. And then come into a float. Once again, one last time. And the float has a descending as well as ascending quality about it, right? So in one moment you might be succumbing to gravity, and another you might be negating gravity. Bring curves, rotations, density. Slow things down even more. Maybe add a little stretch. Yes. Nice. And then let's take a wide stance. One last more for the form of it. Triangle pose. Stretch your arms out to the sides. And then triangle pose brings together all of what we've done today. A hinge and lightness in the hips, stretch and rotations through the arms, tilting and level or changing level. Notice where your gaze is. If you want to challenge your triangle, you could move into Ardha Chandrasana from here, just for a moment. And then back to triangle pose. I just threw that in there if you want to try that, but not necessary. Good. Switch sides, pick yourself up, turn your feet, angle at the hips, lengthen through the sides of your body, find the rotations. Maybe it's an opening of the upper arm and a turning in of the lower arm. Maybe both arms are open. Check out Ardha Chandrasana if you want to give it a try, pushing into it. Maybe not thinking so much, but just feeling the shape. And then back to stand. Turning the toes out, the knees bend just slightly. We're going to do a little heart opening from standing today. So we'll open through the chest, elbows will bend, and then hands will come together. Open. If you'd rather sit for this, or if you'd rather not have your knees bend, you could be just standing here with two straight legs. Just for a moment, about a minute or so. Working with the thread of the arms out from the chest. So it could be a percussive and graceful movement at the same time. Good. Now turn your toes forward and knees forward. So now you're in more of a squat. More like a chair pose. Good. Turn your heels in one more time. Like it's almost a first position. Turn your knees forward, toes in. Now maybe straighten your legs just slightly. And then step your feet almost all the way together. Make an offering of your practice. Opening the heart center from the movement of the ribs, the grabbing of the muscles on your back. And then we'll start to slow this down, make the movement smaller. And then bring your arms to stillness by the sides of your body. Close your eyes. Feel yourself standing in your own energy. Maybe you name it, maybe you don't. And then place your left hand on your heart and your right hand over your left hand. Take a big breath into your hands. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And one more breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. And let's chant the sound of Om one time to close our practice. Bring your hands together.